And the Prophet, PBUH, was gracious enough to release him unransomed provided he would not engage and fight against him. Abu Sufyan nursed the most grudge against Muslims, because he had lost most of his supplies in Asaq invasion, let alone the heavy economic losses that Quraysh had sustained in the aftermath of the events that featured the platoon of Zayd bin Haritha. In the light of these successive failures, Quraysh precipitated and accelerated their preparations for a decisive battle with the Muslims. At the turn of the year, everything was ready for the move. The Makkans also decided to take their women along with them, for they might arouse them to fight manfully. Thus a contingent of 3,000 pitched warriors, of whom 700 were mailed soldiers and 200 well-mounted Zad al-Ma'ad 292, Fath al-Bari 7,346, cavalry with 3,000 camels and 15 women marched towards Medina. The general leader was Abu Sufyan bin Harb. The cavalry under the leadership of Khalid bin Al-Walid, assisted by Ikrimah bin Abi Jahl and Bani Abd-Adr, were entrusted with the flag. Old deep-seated feelings of hatred, with heart-based grudge, enveloped the whole process, foreshadowing bitter, bloody revenge, instigated fighting between the two parties. Meanwhile, Al-Abbas bin Abdul Muttalib was closely watching the military movements and preparations for war, and these were all included in an urgent message sent by him to Prophet, PBUH, who received it while he was in Quba Mosque. Ubay bin Ka'b read the letter to the Prophet, PBUH, who asked him to be reticent with respect to its serious contents. He hurried back to Medina, convened a meeting with the helpers and emigrants, and conducted with them serious consultations as regards the measures to be taken. The whole of Medina was put on the alert, and all men were heavily armed even during prayer in anticipation of any emergency. A group of helpers volunteered to guard the Prophet, PBUH, and kept watchful eye all night at his door, amongst whom there were Sid bin Mu'adh, Usaid bin Hudair and Sid bin Ubadah. Lest they should be taken by surprise, armed groups of the Madanis began to police the entrances and roads leading to the city. To reconnoiter the movements of the polytheists, Muslim platoons began to patrol the routes for any probable enemy raids. The Makkan army, on the other hand, continued the march along the usual western road. On reaching Al-Abwa, Hind bint Utbah, Abu Sufyan's wife, suggested that they dig up the grave of the Prophet, PBUH's mother, but the leaders of the army refused to do so for fear of the consequent results. The army then followed Wadi al-Aqiq and turned right to encamp themselves at a place called Ainan near Uhud mountain. That was on Friday, 6th Shawwal, 3 Ha.